Inside the Big Game continues. I am Gabe Morency. We're sitting next to a man. He doesn't need any introduction. He is who he is, man. You know who I am, damn it. He's the one and only Ricky Williams in the house. We're extremely fired up, man. We just had one of your boys on, Kyle Turley.
KT.
Yeah, me and him go way back, and he was spreading the cause about CBDs and THCs and how the National Football League needs to ease up on the testing. And I know you and Kyle are good friends, but you also have a lot of very similar projects. And talk to us about healing through the gridiron.
Yeah, healing from the gridiron. It's very much connected to what Kyle's doing. And you see this a lot. Guys retire and they think about giving back. And so for me, I feel like I'm finally old enough that I can feel really good about how I've taken care of my body, and I want to share that with the world. And you know, NFL is a brutal, brutal game, and if you don't heal from the NFL, you're not going to be able to have quality of life afterwards. And so the topic is, you know, people see on TV all the banging, but they don't see how we get better, and that's what I want to highlight.
Is it amazing? What do you think, Ricky, here, when you were villainized so much? I mean, Joe Theismann called you an addict.
Yeah.
You're smoking weed, bro.
Yeah.
It's legal right now in what, 30, 35 states,
yeah.
Whatever it is?
Yeah.
And what do you think right now? You were one of the flag bearers, so to speak, for this. What do you think when you look back now on this and you see it has come a long ways, but it still needs to go further, right?
It has come a long way, and it hasn't fallen off the track. So it's like the proof is in the pudding. You know, I'd say 70 to 80% of players in the NFL are consuming at least on a weekly basis. And the NFL is still a wonderful game. It hasn't hurt the game. And I think what people don't realize, and they're starting to more, is that players need this to perform at their best, right? We put our bodies through hell. We put our minds through hell. Anything that helps us recover and maintain perspective, it can't be bad for us.
So other leagues have sort of embraced this. And I remember this is years ago, before even the legal era. There was a Major League Baseball clubhouse, and people are like, man, these guys are smoking weed after the games. They're drinking in the clubhouse. And they're basically, you know, it's like a frat house in there. And the general manager told people, these guys are having fun. I'd rather, you know, they're collectively as a group. They're not getting in trouble. And if I was running a team, I would rather my players healing themselves in a proper way than becoming addicted to painkillers.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I learned the hard way is when anything, right? If you play hard, if you do anything hard, you have to match that with how you relax and recover. Otherwise, you get out of balance. And and the way that we practice and the way the NFL practices is so hard is they have to find intense ways to relax, and nothing like cannabis to do that.
So let me ask you about your time in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
So you were villainized in the National Football League. The Toronto Argonauts take you in. And what was your experience like playing in the CFL? Let me ask you, what did you think about the quality of play in the CFL?
I tell people it's a different game. I mean, it's still football, it's blocking and tackling, but when you have 3 downs, it changes everything. I mean, it's a more fast-paced game. You need more chunks. You can't do 3 yards in a cloud of dust because you turn over on downs. So, but what's funny about the full circle moment here is the project that I'm working on, healing from the gridiron. It all started really in Canada. So when I was in Canada early in the season, I broke my arm and I missed 2 months. And our trainer said, why don't you go see a doctor friend of mine? And this doctor was an osteopath, and I'd never worked with someone who worked on me with their hands. And I went to see him every week while I was hurt, 8 weeks. First game back, we were playing in Calgary, and I had the best game of the year. And I was like, I didn't even practice. Like, how did I play so well? And it was the body work I was receiving. We don't realize it, but all these layers of trauma on top of athletes' bodies, it affects the way we play. And when we can take that trauma off, we play better, we feel better, and for retired players, they get the quality of life back.
Let me ask you, what does it feel like to be in New Orleans? You played here with Kyle Turley. Coach Mike Ditka was the coach.
Yeah.
I was talking with Kyle about the hard surface of the Superdome. I was walking around on that stuff the other day. It hurt my knees, bro, just walking on it, and I'm sure it's a lot better now than it was before. And Kyle was talking about how much damage it did to his knees. What are your memories? When people say, yeah, the Superdome, what do you think of playing football in that stadium?
I think of the fans first. Super Bowl. I mean, the Saints fans in the dome. There's nothing like it. And
the passion, huh? Like, I know there's fans that are passionate.
They love their Saints, like on a soul level. There's nothing like it. But when Kyle and I played, it was the old school AstroTurf. Like, it wasn't even the soft stuff with the rubber in there.
Yeah.
It was like concrete with a little layer of padding over it, and then carpet. It would tear up our knees. It would tear up our skin. You know, thank God it's better. But
yeah, they don't
still.
mind that, but they don't want you smoking a bowl after the game, right?
Exactly. Right? I don't make you run on all this hard stuff and don't let you relax after.
So we've only got time's flying by here. I saw your interview with Dan the other day. I thought it was great. You guys are talking about astrology.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the stronger and the more dominant signs. I felt good because I'm born August 10th.
Oh, perfect. Of course.
That's
Leo.
fire, baby.
Yeah,
right?
fire.
I got
you got
fire.
it. You see
so
it,
I got
right?
the fire,
you
Ricky?
do you?
So I wanted to ask you were talking about Tom Brady. What do you and Tom Brady have in common?
We were both born in the same year. So we both, we would say our work ethic is what we have in common.
I got something else for you.
What?
You were both drafted by the Montreal Expos.
I wasn't drafted. I was traded to the Expos.
No, it was a Rule 5. It was one of those.
Oh, so it was a draft.
I got you.
You got it.
I got you. I don't know if people realize this about baseball.
I didn't
How
know
good
Brady.
of a baseball? Yeah, Tom Brady was drafted as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah. How good of a baseball player were you? Did you want to play Major League Baseball?
When I was a kid, I did. But when I got to minor league ball and we had to play every day, I was like, maybe this isn't for me. To me, it's like at that level, you have to love the game to play every day. I played with the guy Jimmy Rollins, you know.
Jimmy, great Philadelphia Philly, yeah.
Yeah, we get up in the morning and it was like Little League. Jimmy couldn't wait to go to the park, and when I saw that and I noticed I don't have that for baseball, that's when I knew I don't have a future.
You know, Marshall Faulk, one of the greatest running backs ever, he could play baseball, and he told me, man, it was just boring standing in the outfield all the time.
Yeah, I wasn't bored. I just couldn't hit the curveball.
Yes, that's why they made a movie, Trouble with the Curve, right?
Yeah, it's real.
We got 30 seconds. Who's going to win on Sunday?
So if you saw the piece on Levitard, I picked the Eagles. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be one of the best Super Bowls ever, but I think the Eagles are going to pull it out.
And finally, in closing, where can people find whatever you want to find online? What do you want to get out here, man?
Yeah, the biggest thing is healing from the gridiron. That's healing-from-gridiron-.com. Check it out and see what we're doing.
The legendary Ricky Williams, you the man.
Thank you.